You know, Ma, you made such a big stink about Miranda saying that I could pierce Charlotte's ears. About how, like, you know, one second she's not allowing me near Charlotte, and the next she's flip-flopping to allowing me to pierce her ears and stuff. But were you the one that brought that up to her? Were you the one that suggested that to her in the first place?
And where do you hear that? Why would you assume that?
It doesn't matter, Ma. It doesn't matter how I found out. I just want to know if you were the one that suggested it to her and said, like, hey, you know, Joey can pierce her ears. And then when she offers me to do it, you condemn her for it. So what do? You're just setting her up so you can hate on her?
Well, no, I did not suggest that. I wouldn't want you piercing her daughter's ears. I did mention that you had your certificate to do it. And never did I think that she would turn around after all the progress that you made and do something so evil and selfish in breaking up with you at this time. You know, it's heartless, it's cold, it's something a witch would do.
Just because she stopped me from seeing my kid and just because she broke up with me doesn't mean that we're gonna sit around and bash her now. Doesn't mean that I want to walk the rest of my life hating her guts. Am I hurt? Yeah, but...
Well, I do like to hear you be positive like that, but how are you doing? So I really don't want you relapsing or using this as an excuse to transition back into old behaviors. You are on a great track right now, but I need to know, how are you coping with this?
I'm not doing good, Ma. I'm heartbroken. I miss my son. I miss Miranda. And knowing that I'm not gonna see both of them ever again, it hurts. But I'm respecting Miranda's wishes, and I don't want to complicate her life. I don't want her to hate me. I don't want to hate her. I don't want her to hate her life. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do the right thing by her.
Am I not supposed to get upset when I hear you say these things? That you had the euphoric feeling of finally having a custody agreement that says you're allowed to see your son. And we start planning holidays and things are nice like that for once. And then she rips it out from under you through all your sobriety, through all your kindness and your selflessness. She does something so opposite and hurtful. You get mad that I call her a witch, but it's what a witch would do.
You can't talk about Miranda like that, not when she's allowing you to see Junior. Because that's the one thing that, you know, helps me sleep at night with my broken heart. Is that knowing, even though I may not get to see him, at least my mother does. At least you still have your grandkid. I can live with that selflessness. You know what I mean? I guess being selfless in that way makes me okay with the situation.
I'm not doing anything to jeopardize me seeing my grandson again. I am talking directly to you. She is not going to hear anything I say to her. I am all smiles and flowers to her. It just bothers me that you put your weapons down and you put your hands up and you surrender. You wave your white flag every single time Miranda says this is how it's going to be. Even when a judge says you are entitled to your son, you still listen to her. She still puts her authority out there, and you always listen. That's what bothers me.
But there's nothing I can do about it. I can't make her love me. I can't undo the things that I did to her in the past that she has a right to hate me for. If she despises me, not despises me, but you know what I mean. If she don't want me in Junior's life, look, like she said, I already waived my rights months ago, so I'm not even fighting it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. It is what it is. Of course, I'm always going to love my son, but now I just have to wait for maybe one day he grows up and asks for me and wants me in his life.
You're going to wait till he grows up and asks for you. Sorry, I'd hate to burst your bubble, but he's going to grow up and he's going to think that you wanted nothing to do with him. And he's going to think that you were an absentee father. He's not going to want to listen till when you say, oh, she forbade me from seeing. On to your sister's wedding. Let's talk about that. Are you going to that or not? Because it's not fair that you're going to skip out on Gabby's wedding because of Miranda.
I know what I'm gonna do with Gabby's wedding, and I want to talk to Gabby about it. That's between me and Gabby right now, and I want to just make sure she hears out of my mouth before anybody else. Okay, can I say something? Say what you want to say, Ma. Just please keep it like not dramatic or whatever. I'm not so worried about you relapsing into drinking or your other habits like that. I have faith that this sadness that you have won't lead you down that path again. I hope. What worries me is that, just like Miranda, you have this habit of not being single for long. Unlike my generation, it's impossible for you to be alone. No one your age anymore can just stay in an apartment by themselves without making a bad decision with someone they should not be with. And I'm just terrified that Melissa is going to weasel her way back into your life, especially now that she's working with Sal. This fear about me getting back with Melissa needs to stop. I've been running from this woman. I told Miranda straight to her face, I don't love that woman at all. I don't want to be with her. So please, Ma, have some faith. This is all I care about right now. I don't have my ex-wife anymore. I don't have my son. I don't have my identity, really. But I have that. I have tattooing. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm putting my mind to. Not Melissa. Not love. Miranda needs to be single for a bit. I need to be single for a bit. So my brother told me that he wanted to talk to me about my wedding. And since he already congratulated me and seemed so happy about it, the only thing that I can think of now is that he wants to talk to me about not going because of his breakup with his ex-wife. Oh wow. I don't really think I should be commenting on that. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel like it's my place. I only tell you because at least you can have a better day knowing that your ex-boyfriend won't be there. No, but if he's not going, that sucks that you can't have your brother at your wedding. Don't worry about me, you know. I know. And of course I want my brother to be there, but I want you to remember your wedding day perfect. Like, I don't want you to have anything that puts a pit in your stomach. Look, what's in the past is what's in the past. I sat down with Joey, I tried to hash things out, and I just want to move forward. I want to be accepting of everyone and get along and be happy with you. I don't need enemies. I don't need weird feelings when I see people. Are you being for real though? Like, do you genuinely accept my family? Because I know you have every right to hate Joey. Yeah, I am. Obviously, yeah, it's a little weird with Joey, but over time I know it'll get better. I don't have any issues with your mom. Well, I only ask because if you and I do decide to have children one day, we're going to need medical help to do so unless we go the adoption route. And I want to make sure that you're 100% comfortable bringing a baby into this world with my family, you know? I thought you would. I'm like scared to be pregnant. I know that's terrible, but I don't know, I've always been afraid. You wouldn't want to carry the baby? Like you would want me to do it? I didn't think about that. I'm just terrified. Like, I don't think I can physically carry a baby for 9 months without having anxiety all 9 months. It's just my ectopic pregnancy and the stuff that I went through. It's kind of traumatizing for me. Why wouldn't you want to like carry the baby? Yeah. Let's focus on the wedding. I understand. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm not crossing it off that I can't carry the baby, but I don't know. I guess we both have things to get over before we do that. You know, there's some improvements here and there that you can make at the pizzeria when you're answering the phones and talking to the customers, like no sarcasm and stuff like that, but so far, you've been doing good. I don't know what Mill has been talking about in terms of like being worried about you. I think you're doing a good job. I mean, I'm always one for constructive criticism. I'm a big girl, but I tend to believe that a lot of the people who come in actually like my sarcasm. It gives the place some personality rather than a couple of men punching dough. Yeah, 50-50. Some people like the sarcasm, some people don't. I'd rather not piss people off. Just tone yourself down a little bit. Don't be so flirty with the fellas, and you're fine. I like you working there, actually. Don't tell her that, but you're a benefit. You know, some of the customers that really like you, they come in just to hang around because of you. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I'm sure she wouldn't even believe you if you happened to tell her that, but thank you. It's nice to be appreciated. So why does Mill think that you got some plan up your sleeve or something with her son? Are you actually trying to get back with him? 'Cause I know you've been going to his house, his job. That ain't healthy. Because I do have a plan up my sleeve. Not in the way that she may think. I'm not sitting in a lab trying to do this and do that. But I do want to be with her son. I do. That is a plan of mine. I'm not denying that. But I'm not doing it in a way that she thinks like, oh, I'm a criminal mastermind or something. I have my ways of getting back with him, that's all. Why though? The guy's a schmuck. Honestly, I know he's doing that whole tattoo thing. But your work ethic is a lot better than his. I think you could actually move up if you wanted to be like, I have a restaurant that you could be a hostess in. You know, sky's the limit when it comes to the hospitality industry. Why you want to boggle yourself down with a man who he don't got his life together? Because I know a lot of people in my life can't tell that it's my own personal love story, but that's what it is. It turned out, you don't understand. I had this vendetta against his wife for breaking up my family. She was in college, she got with my father had to get a divorce, and it broke my family apart. My parents were everything to me. Okay, they were my image of what I wanted a perfect marriage to be, and she came in and she ruined that. And for a decade or so, I held on to that grudge, and I promised myself that I would ruin her life. That was my career goal. And then, so I found her, and I found her husband. And yeah, I wanted him to cheat on her and stuff, and I concocted this little scheme. But then I fell in love with him. And I truly... I let him go for a bit. But then when I saw him on the news, saving her daughter, being a hero, it just ignited everything in me again. My dream is to have a nice big home with him, nice career, and a couple kids with him. A real family, like a happy family. You want to have kids with this man? Have you not seen the million custody battles this man... He just walked down on his son. His ex-wife says, I don't want you near him, nothing, and he listens. That's who you want to procreate with? It's easy to make Joey out to be the perpetrator and that he's the problem with everything. But if you look close enough, it's Miranda. She's the problem. She's always been the problem. I don't know her well enough to say whether she's a problem or not. I know he's a problem. He's only a problem because of her. She made all his addictions worse. She made his mental health worse. He's a victim. And that's how I see it. Look at him saving babies. Oh my God, he's so terrible. Alright, well look. The one thing that Mill is worried about with you is being anywhere near her daughter's wedding. And you know I'm catering it. So you better not just be working with me to weasel your way around the wedding. Because from what I've heard, he ain't even gonna be there. Okay?
Your little crush. He's not showing up because Miranda's showing up. I don't believe that. I don't think he would miss his sister's wedding. I think he would also jump at the opportunity to see Miranda and see Junior one last time. I don't think he's going to blow it off. So, that's just my opinion. Alright, well, whether he does or he doesn't, I have no need for you there. You're an asset to my pizzeria, but I need people to make food. So, you're not going nowhere near there. You're not going to make my girlfriend a nervous wreck. You're not going to ruin her daughter's wedding. Right? I promise you, like, my honest statement here. Whatever I do with Joey is not going to affect you and your catering. It's not going to affect Mel. And it definitely will not affect Gabby's wedding as a whole. My plans with Joey are completely separate. Alyssa, I like you. Don't make me not like you. Oh, sweetie. You're not going to like me. No one likes me. But the funny thing about the people who don't like me, I could throw both Miranda's kids out the window and they'd disappear for a few months and they would still ask for me back. And that's just me. That's why I said the sarcasm works.
Tiffany, I need you to make me feel better about something today. I'm not going to see Charlotte. I'm not picking her up today. I already called Miranda, and I said that I wasn't going to be coming because I felt a little sick. And now I feel like a deadbeat baby daddy because I blew off the day.
Alright, but can I ask why you're not going to see Charlotte?
Because it feels like every time I see her, there's conflict. Even when I'm just going there to pick Charlotte up. It turns into this long, drawn-out discussion of what we can and cannot do with our daughter, and we start setting up rules, and she brings up my family, and she says something that pisses me off, and I know this is terrible, but the picking my daughter up reminds me of the time when I left for the military and why it was easier than not to leave. Because me and her just, I don't know why we get into such conflicts.
Alright, well, I'm not a parent and I'm not in your shoes, so I can't really give a valid opinion, but I do know that it's not about Miranda, it's more about Charlotte, and you may have conflicts with Miranda, but at the end of the day, it's all about your daughter.
So what? You think I'm a bad dad? Because I'm not picking Charlotte up today?
No, I don't think you're a bad dad, I just don't think your conflict with Miranda should get in the way of you being a father.
It's just 1 week. Just one day. She just always seems so upset about things, and she brings my mood down a little bit. Honestly, I just want to spend today with you. I wish Charlotte was here.
It's obviously none of my business, but what are some of the things that you get into a conflict with her? You know, there's not really anything that you guys share anymore, and there's nothing that you have in common anymore outside of your daughter, so what possibly can you be getting into a conflict over?
Right now, we've been arguing about my family, because I forgive them. I know that they can be toxic at times, like any family, but they're still my family. And I kind of want to bring Charlotte around, and I don't understand why it's such a big deal for her. When Charlotte doesn't leave my arms, I'm just letting my uncle see her, letting my aunt and some of my cousins, you know what I mean? She makes me out to be so selfish, but...
Well, I'd love to help you, but I do feel like it's not my place to get involved. I don't want to be one of those outside people who get in the way of your daughter and what should only be between you and Miranda.
You're right. This isn't your place, and frankly, I should be cheering you up. You know, you just lost your internship. Here I am complaining about my life.
It's fine, I'm a big girl and you're allowed to vent whenever you want. I just want to make sure that I don't put my opinions where they don't belong.
You know why I think we get along? It's the way you talk so fast that reminds me of my brain. My brain's always moving a mile a minute. Why do you talk so fast, Tiffany? You got everything together in your life. You're a speech pathologist. Why are you so pent up sometimes? It's like you can't slow yourself down.
My mind moves fast too, and I think that I also have an overarching anxiety that walks around with me everywhere I go. But when I'm at work and I'm doing my speech pathology stuff with my students, I do try to slow myself down a little bit, but it's really hard, and it's just naturally who I am, I guess.
Maybe I can help you talk slower. You can help me think slower.
Well, that's what relationships are about, right? Helping each other grow.
And you know what I'm also thinking? I'm also thinking that maybe me and Miranda won't get into conflict if you're there. Maybe the next time I pick Charlotte up, you can come. And there really won't be anything for me and Miranda to talk about because my girlfriend will be there. Just come with me to pick her up, that's all. So I don't catch myself going on a tangent with her or something. You can reel me back.
I'd be happy to go as long as I'm welcome and I don't piss Miranda off, or I don't come off as I'm overstepping my boundaries or anything like that. But I also don't feel like there's any reason why you and her should have anything to have conflict about at this point. Whether it's your family or anything else, I think there's always a way that you can combat those types of tensions.
I know, there isn't a reason that I should get worked up with her, but you have to understand, she's always going to be my baby's mother. There's always going to be feelings there. Not romantic, just I care about her. And I think she cares about me, and we butt heads because of how we ended. If that makes sense. I think that's why we always have the conflicts. There's a lot of unresolved issues.
Well, I always think that I will always be by your side and help to build you up. And I will always support you and your daughter as long as I'm not getting in the way of things. I'm also looking forward to picking her up with you.
Thank you, Tiffany. See, you're already talking slower. Looking forward to the next time that we pick Charlotte up. We pick Charlotte up.